Good morning, students. Welcome back. I am Sridevi, Head of Electrical and Electronics Engineering Section, Department of Technical Education, Telangana. Right? We are looking into the course Industrial Management and Entrepreneurship for diploma students. Right? The last class we have seen about the intellectual property right, types of intellectual property rights, and we had a quick look at what is management, right? If you want to just have a look at my last class, you can just log into my YouTube with this link, right? Right. In today's class, we are looking into the actual aspects of management, right? Definition of management, concept of management. We'll also have a look at the levels of management. We'll see what is the difference between an administration and management. We'll also have a look at the different principles or theories of scientific management by the scientists F.W. Taylor and also Henry Fayol. Taylor's theory of scientific management, we are going to look at the 5 principles laid by Taylor, and also 14 principles in Henry Fayol's theory of management. He has laid out 14 principles for right management. We'll have a look at those things in today's class. Right. First, we'll understand what is management. Right? What is management? Many scientists have given different definitions of management. As we all know, we generally hear about the word management. Management is very well required at any part of our life. In a daily course, we need to have a proper management. We need to must be able to manage the time properly. We must be able to manage our education properly, our career properly. Whatever you look at, we need to manage the things properly. Unless we have proper management, we cannot be successful in our lives. Right? Money has to be managed properly, food has to be managed properly, health has to be managed properly, like that. Unless there is a proper management, we can't be successful in life. So here we'll just have few definitions related to management. Management is the process of dealing with or controlling things or people. Right? It can as well be said like this. It is organization and coordination of all the various activities of a business in order to achieve defined objectives. Right? Even for our personal life, we need to have this coordination, organization, all these are required. Organization of various resources, coordination with the people, all these must be required to achieve goals. Right? Management consists of the interlocking functions of creating corporate policy and organizing, planning, controlling, and directing an organization's resources in order to achieve the objective of that policy. When we talk about this, whenever we talk about business, because we are into this particular unit business process, here management is defined in that angle. It must have an interlocking functions between organization, planning, controlling, and directing. All these things must be well planned, well managed with the available resources. The resources can be either men or machines, right? Material, machines like that. They have to be managed properly so that the objectives of that particular business can be achieved, right? Now, we'll have a look at another definition. Management is essential for any organized life and necessary to run all types of management. Good management is the backbone of successful organizations. Even for us, we can say only when we can manage our things properly, we can be successful. Similarly, for any organization, it is management is a backbone. Managing life means getting things done to achieve life's objectives. If you want to become an engineer, what you have to do. If you want to become a doctor, what you have to do. If you want to become an entrepreneur, what are the things you are supposed to do. All these things must be well planned, organized, and right, well planned and organized, right. um, this also means getting things done with and through other people to achieve its objectives, right. Here we just have a look at this diagram, right. When we look at the diagram here we see uh, management means you must be able to manage the resources, the money, people, and interaction with other people, time, all these things have must be able we must be able to manage everything, right. And also control, plan, do all these things come under management, right. The directors and managers have the power and responsibility to make decisions and oversee an enterprise. They must have they must have the power and also responsibility to take decisions, how to use the resources properly, how to use the finances properly, how to manage the time properly. So they have every right to have a look at this and take decisions as and when required, right. The size of management can range from one person in a small organization to hundreds or thousands of managers in a multinational companies, right. A manager can be a single person, or he can be more than one, like they can even run into thousands and hundreds depending on the size of the company. For all MNCs, generally they have managers at all the levels, right. Even in a small industry or a factory also, you will have number of managers who will manage money. We call it as material manager, stores manager, procurement manager, sales manager, uh, like that, finance manager. Like that, we have different types of managers depending on the size of the company, right. Broadly speaking, management is focused on managing resources in a particular people and how they are utilized by an organization in order to achieve a common goal or outcome. What will be the common goal or outcome? For any business, for the common goal or outcome must be profits, right? Whenever when any person doing a business, his more main motto is profit. So to earn profit, uh, how are men and material managed? That is what is management all about. Essentially, a manager works in an environment where they need to pool the resources together, such as people, plant or equipment, financial resources, industrial knowledge, and into a cohesive unit so that he has the capability to achieve the goal. So, if at all a manager has good amount of money, material, and all, if at all he's not up to the mark, if at all the knowledge about the technology, knowledge about the resource or the market is not there, he won't be able to he won't be successful in a business. So, even industry knowledge is a must for any manager. Market knowledge, industry knowledge, the knowledge about the product he is going to manufacture or produce or do business with, must have a proper knowledge. Unless he has proper knowledge, he won't be able to be successful. Right. Have different scientists have given different definitions for management. Here we'll see Greitner definition for management. He says that management is a problem solving process, right. It is a problem solving process of effectively achieving organizational objectives, whatever it is, right? Organizational objectives through the efficient use of scarce resources in the changing environment, right? Whatever resources are there, they must be utilized in an optimum way, right? And must be able to achieve their goal. That is one told by Kreitner. According to F.W. Taylor, he is also known as father of scientific management, right? F.W. Taylor is called as father of scientific management. According to him, management is an art. It is an art of knowing what to do, when to do, and to see that it is done in the best and cheapest way, right? What he said, management is an art of knowing what to do, when to do, and see that it is done in the best and the cheapest way, right? Again, we have another definition by Harold Kuhns. He says that management is an art of getting things done through and with the people in a formally organized groups. It is an art of creating environment that helps people, where people can perform and individuals and can cooperate towards attaining the group goal. Basically, the group goal will be their objective, right? Their outcome. So, depending on the outcome, they need to work coherently, cooperatively, using all the resources in an optimum way. This is what are the definitions given by various scientists. In exam, generally, you will be asked this for a 1 mark question, right? They ask you in particular, what is the definition of management according to F.W. Taylor or by Kreitner or by Harold Kuhns, like that. They'll be asking you. You'll be getting a question on this for 1 mark. So you have to remember these things. Who said what as far as management is concerned, right? Then we have a look at the concept of management. We basically study about two concepts, traditional concept and modern concept. So traditional concept of management, in this we say that management is the art of getting things done through others, as said by our Mary Parker Follett. Management consists of getting things done through others. A manager is the one who accomplishes organizational objectives by directing the efforts of others. When others are working, when the employees are working, the manager, what will he do? He will direct them how to do, when to do, and what to do. Right? These are all the things manager is supposed to do. Right? In modern concept, say that management is an establishing effort by creating an effective environment for people operating in formal organizational group, right? So we have to provide a conducive atmosphere for the employees so that the objective is met, the goal is met. So even it is the responsibility of the manager to provide a conducive environment and make the employees work by providing them the resources, all the required resources. Right. Management is a coordination of all resources through the process of planning, organizing, directing, and controlling in order to attain stated objectives. That is said by father of scientific management, F.W. Taylor. What did he say? It is the coordinative effort by all the staff by having a proper planning, organizing, and directing. And of course, must have control over all the works and also the process of work and also uh, all the various activities to obtain a stated result. Right? So, see, we see here modern concept of management is correlation between man, money, and machine. See here, it's a correlation between man, money, and machine. So all these things have to be correlated properly such that you attain a goal. Management is art of getting things done through people, right? This we have already seen. It is that field of human behavior in which managers plan, organize, staff and direct and control human resources, financial resources, and also material resources in an organized group effort in order to achieve desired individual and group objectives with optimum efficiency and effectiveness. These are all the definitions you need to remember. Right, we'll see the different levels of management. Depending upon the size of the company, you have different levels of management. For a very small, very small company can have a manager who can be an administrator. He'll look into all the issues. But as the size of the company grows, right, there are different levels of management. We say that there are basically they are grouped into 3 levels: lower level management or operational management. Next comes the middle level management, and next is the top level management. Right? We'll see who all come under lower level management. In fact, here the lower level of management is answerable to middle level management. Middle level management is answerable to top level management. Right? So you see here the authority comes from the top level management to the middle level and then to the lower level. Accountability, the other way. Lower level management is accountable to middle level management and they are accountable to top level management. Right? We see here who all come under which. Under lower level management, supervisors, superintendents, foremen, section officers, clerks, department, sub-department executive, these all come under lower level management. Right? In the middle level management, we can see that there will be purchase manager or sales manager, marketing manager, executive officer, plant superintendent, divisional heads, department heads, they all come under middle level management. And over and above, you have top level management, where you see that you have board of directors, chairman, general manager, president, vice president, CEOs, chief executive officers, CFOs, chief financial officers, and chief operating officers, like that. Depending on the organization, the designations may change. Right? For example, we take a simple example of our college. Lecturers, um, right? Lecturers, senior lecturers, they all come under middle level management. Head of the departments, all come under middle level management. We have here your lab assistants, they all come under lower level. They are supervisors, though they come under lower level. And principal, AO, they come under top level management. When we talk about our department, again, we can distinguish them into 3 different ways. Like that, the levels in a management depends from institution to institution. So what do they do? What is the function of top manager? What is he supposed to do? Generally, top managers set objectives, say what to do, when to do, and these are all the things uh, uh, set up by the top level managers. They set objectives, they scan the environment, they plan and make decisions. Right? Middle managers, what do? They see to it that what all the top managers instruct them, these things are being carried out to the first line managers in a proper way. Right? Middle managers report to the top management. They oversee first line managers. That's what they make the work done, and then see to it that whether it is properly done or not, and then they report to the top managers. They develop and implement activities as given by top managers. They allocate resources. These are the functions of middle managers. Right? What do first line managers do? First line managers are level 1 managers, what do? Is they report to the middle managers, they supervise the employees, coordinate activities, they are involved in day-to-day operations. Daily they look into the operations, they need to report for, they need to supervise the activities, and then they have to report to the middle managers. The middle managers see that the first line managers do the work properly as per the instructions given by their top managers, and then they are answerable to the top managers. Right? This is how the line of activities um, go on from first level to middle level to top level. Right? So now we'll have a look at the very interesting topic, administration. Right? We have to know that here administration and management, those they seem to be similar, there are quite a few differences between these two, administration and management. Right? We must know the minute difference between these two. Right? Now we'll see what is administration. Administration is the establishment of procedures, policies, plans, objectives, goals, and enforcing not only rules but also regulations. Right? From this way, what we can know, administration is a step ahead of management. Administration tops the list. After administration, we have managers, either top level managers, middle level, or lower level managers. They all work under administration. Right? So it is, they are the people who lay policies, they are the people who plan for, and they are the one who set objectives and goals, and they lay out different rules, right, and regulations. It comes up with an important organizational framework through which the organization management functions. So they have a particular framework in which they work, right? They can't cross that limit. So administration is above management. This we have to understand. The rules and regulations are laid by them. The policies, plans, everything is laid by them. So the management must follow the instructions or rules given by the administrators. Right. We'll have, as I just have told you, there is a difference between management and administration. We'll see what are the various differences between these two now. Management consists of actions and plans, whereas administration entails setting objectives and policies. Administration, as I've told you, is the topmost authority. They set the objectives, rules, regulations, plans, and all. Management will follow the administration and they act as per the objectives laid by the administration. Right? Management aims at managing not only people but also their work, whereas administration focuses on how best the resources of the organization can be utilized, either men or material. It focuses on how best they can be utilized. Right? Right now, we can just have a practical example of what our department, related to our department. When there was college going on, then we see we had classrooms and we see how the various works, either the class work or examinations or lab work, how they are all functioning. Now that it is Corona and all the institutions, educational institutions are closed, now our administration looks how best the work can be extracted or how best the examinations can be conducted and all. And so we have these online classes like this. These all the rules or how best the resources can be utilized. A decision about this will be taken by the administrations. We people follow what the administrators instruct us. Right? Similarly, that is the basic difference between administration and management. See here, management is concerned with getting things done. However, it is only concerned with how the things are done. Whereas administration looks at how the things, how best the things are going to done. We'll also see few more differences. Administration typically has a role in all management decisions, whereas not all administrative decisions require the input of management. So just I've told you, administration is above management. For any management, administration has a role, but management has no, need not have that role in the administrative decisions. Administrative functions typically are more defined, whereas how managers act and operate it in an organization can differ from person to person. Right? Any person can work in his own capacity, um, in his own way, but the only point is he must see to it that the work is done. Right? Administrator is focused on setting and creating policies and procedures. Management, however, is more likely to deal with the broader functions of an organization and see how tasks are executed. Right? Rules and regulations, policies are created by administrators. Managers must adhere to that and see that the objectives are met. We see a few more differences. The management style of an organization can also change with the removal or installation of new manager. If at all an administration feels that this manager is not working properly, effectively, then they can very well change or remove the manager and place a recruiter new manager or a leader. Administrative policies or procedures, however, are slower to change and may remain in place for many generations of management. Generally, in the top level, that is an administrative level, the procedures or policies will not be changed too often. Very rarely or over a very long period, they remain. Any policy laid will be remain for a longer duration. It will be changed slowly only as per the need. But the management style can be changed at any time. The administrative functions of a business can often be guided or influenced by legislation or law. So I've told you, they lay the rules and regulation, they have to follow the law. Whereas how a manager chooses to guide or lead their team is often a function. It depends on his efficiency, function of their experience and the company culture. Right? It need not actually follow this. He can guide as per his efficiency and as per his caliber. And of course, every company has its own culture. He has to follow that. Right? When we have seen what is management, what is administration, what is the difference between the various differences between management and administration, I have to note here that both are equally essential for any organization in order to be successful. Right? Note that both management and administration are needed in any organization for a successful operation. Right? This is about management and administration. Right? Now we'll see the principles of scientific management by F.W. Taylor. Just told you, F.W. Taylor is known as the father of scientific management. He says that management has to happen in a scientific way. We must not follow the rules blindly. It has to go in a scientific way. Right? So he has laid down 5 principles of scientific management. That is, first rule is the management has to follow science and not the rule of thumb. Means, what are all the steps which have to be followed in an organization must be scientifically designed, and the approach has to be scientifically done. Not that our ancestors have done that way, we follow the same thing. That must not happen. Everything has to be looked into carefully, and proper organization of the activities must take place. The second rule he has framed is harmony, not discard. The relationship between the employer and the employee, or the manager and the employees under him, managers and supervisors, whatever it is, between all the levels of management, top level or middle level and the lower level management, has to be in a harmony, in a friendly way, in a coordinate way. They must not fight or must not reject, right? Must not discard. So only when there is a proper friendly approach, um, the objectives can be met in time. Otherwise, it's not possible. Similarly, third one is mental revolution. This technique involves a shift of attitude of management of workers and workers towards each other. Both should understand the value of each other and work with full participation and coordination. The manager, say the top level manager, must not think that he has to get the work done only by ordering or instructing. He must be able to understand the middle level management, the problems in that, and then must be able to work, take suggestions and feedback from the middle level management, and then work such that they get a meet their objectives or goals. Similarly, the middle level management should work in coordination with the lower level management. They must take suggestions, feedback, and then work together. Participative nature of work must be there to get attain their objectives. Similarly, cooperation, not individualism. So there must not be only one boss, right? Only one boss, such that we must everyone listen to them whether the work is going on effectively or not. That must not happen, right? Development of every person to his greatest efficiency, right? He also says that the employees must be motivated so that they improve their efficiency, right? They must be given incentives or they must be sent for any trainings or updating their work or learning new techniques like that, must be there such that the employees get motivated and effective result of the work can be obtained. Right. Now we have another great person, um, Henry Foyle. He is also known as father of modern management theory, right? He gave new perception of the concept of management. This person, Henry Foyle, has laid down 14 rules for proper management, right? For proper management, and hence he is called as father of modern management theory. He introduced a general theory that can be applied to all levels of management, right? Either top level or middle level or lower level. For all the levels of management, he has laid out a general theory. He concentrated on accomplishing managerial efficiency. He's more focused about how effectively or how efficiently work has to be done. We'll now have a look at the 14 principles laid by him. Right. Principles of Scientific Management by Henry Foyle. First is division of work. He says that work has to be divided and segregated properly such that more quickly and efficiently and accurately works can be done. Henry believed that segregating the work in the workforce among the workers will enhance the quality of the product, because not everyone is efficient at everything. They have to pick up the person who is efficient at a particular thing, and then the work can be done that way. Similarly, he also concluded that the division of work improves the productivity, efficiency, accuracy, and the speed of workers. The principle is appropriate for both managerial as well as technical work level. At any level, it has to be divided so that effective work can be done. Next, authority and responsibility. Henry Foyle says that authority and responsibility are two key aspects of management. He says authority facilitates the management to work efficiently, and responsibility makes them responsible for the work done under their guidance or leadership. Unless we feel responsible for the work, we won't put quality time into that, right? And so we must have the authority over the work and also have responsibility. Discipline. Without this discipline, nothing can be achieved, right? Even Henry Fayol says that without discipline, nothing can be accomplished. It is the core value for any project or any management. Good performance and sensible interrelationship make the management job easy and comprehensive. Employees' good behavior also helps them smoothly build up and progress in their professional careers. We know that. See, if the college starts at 9 o'clock, you have to be there at 9 o'clock. If you enter the class at 9:30, half of the class is over. You won't be able to follow the rest of the class, and that chain continues. So that confusion continues throughout your semester, throughout that subject. So proper discipline with respect to time is required, discipline with respect to uniforms, discipline at every aspect. Has to be proper maintenance of the notebooks. Everything has to be required as far as your studies are concerned. Similarly, in any industry, organization, discipline is the utmost thing. Next, unity of command. This means an employee should have only one boss and follow his command. If employee has to follow more than one boss, there begins the conflict of interest and create confusion. They don't know, employees don't know whom to follow. Right? If one boss tells something, the other boss tells something, they don't know what to do and whom they are answerable for, so the work cannot be effective. So he says the command, unity of command must be there. They have to follow only one boss. Similarly, unity of direction. Whoever engaged in the same activity should have unified goal. This means all persons working in a company should have one goal and motive which will make the work easier and achieve set goals easily. Right? Subordination of individual interest. This indicates a company should work unitedly towards the interest of a company rather than personal interest. Be subordinate to the organization, to the purpose of organization, but don't be selfish. That is what he says. This refers to whole chain of command in the company. Right? If the boss is very selfish and he wants to, he's not interested in the development of the company, then what will happen? Right? Objectives cannot be met, goals cannot be met. So that must not be there. Right? Remuneration, that is the money which we get. This plays an important role in motivating the workers of a company. Remuneration can be monetary or non-monetary. Right? It should be according to an individual's efforts they have made. Say if any person is working really very hard or effectively, he has to be awarded. Right? Awarded either with money or prize or whatever it is, or promotion or like that. Once it is recognized, right? If at all the person is recognized, he'll be able to work with more, he'll be motivated to work with more enthusiasm and get better results. So that is also an important point as far Henry Fayol is concerned. Also says centralization. In any company, management or authority is responsible for decision making process. Right? Decision making process, as we have just now seen, administration does all these things. So administration should be neutral. So they must not be partial towards any particular person. It has to be neutral. For everyone, the rule is a rule. Must be a rule for everyone. Right? Then only the employees can be motivated to work in a healthy atmosphere. Next says about scalar chain. Scalar chain is the hierarchy steps should be from top to the lowest. See, principal, as far as our college is concerned, principal is the highest authority, then head of the department, then senior lecturer, then lecturer, like that. So this is the hierarchy in a particular college. Whenever we talk about department, again there will be a director, joint director, then comes the principal, head of the departments, senior lecturers and lecturers. So the orders must be followed only as per the hierarchy. Right? This is necessary such that every employee knows their immediate senior, and also they should be able to contact if needed, and they'll be clearly knowing whom to follow, how to follow, right? Whom to report for, whom we are answerable for. Then there will be an effective work. Next, the 10th point he has stressed is order. A company should maintain well-defined work order to have favorable work culture. Positive atmosphere in workplace will boost more positive productivity. Equity. All employees should be treated equally and respectfully. Right? It's the responsibility of manager that no employees face discrimination. Now we have very strict rules regarding this also. And if at all an employee is discriminated, then he has a free right to approach the law. Right. Next, stability. An employee delivers the best if they feel he feels he's secured in their job. It is the duty of management to offer job security to the employee. Right? We can work effectively only when we see that we are permanent here or we are able to stay here for a few years. If at all we are always in a threat to lose a job, we won't be able to put our 100% efforts. So stability is very much required. Similarly, initiative. Management should support and encourage the employee to take initiatives in an organization. It will help them to increase their interest and make them worth. The last point given by Henry Foyle is esprit de corps. What it means? Means it is the responsibility of management to regularly motivate their employees and supportive of each other, developing trust and mutual understanding, which will lead to positive outcome and work environment. This must be there at every level. It must be a daily thing that the employers feel responsible for their employees and always to boost them positively to achieve the effective goals. Right. This is what we have studied today. So we'll just have a quick review of what we have seen. We have seen definition of management. We have seen the definition of management by various scientists. Right? You have to remember them. We have seen what is concept of management. We have seen the 3 levels of management here, depending on the size of the company or in any organization. We see that there will be different levels of management, lower level, middle level, and higher level. We see that what all the works, what are the functions of these levels of management. We have also seen how the administrative procedures will be there, a difference between administration and management. We have seen what is administration, and we also have noted down what are the differences between administration and management. Right? You have to remember both are very well required for any organization. Administrative is a little high over management, which will lay the rules, regulations, and policies. Also, we have seen the theory of scientific management by F.W. Taylor, and also theory of management by Henry Foyle. Right? So, with this, we'll wind up our session today. In tomorrow's class, we'll see what are the different functions of management. Right? We'll see about what are the different functions of management. And thank you for being with me. Thank you once again. Meet you in the next class, where we'll be discussing about the functions of management.